This channel presents, What if dinosaurs never went extinct? The asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs was one of the most significant events in Earth's history. Life on the planet would never be the same after its impact. But what if this catastrophic event had never occurred? If the asteroid had missed the Earth? Or if the dinosaurs had somehow adapted to life after the impact, our world today could be very different. So what if dinosaurs never went extinct? How would it affect our daily lives? Would we even have space to walk outside? And how would it change our relationship with other animals? Let us take a closer look at some aspects of our daily life in a world where dinosaurs are still around. Daylight. If the asteroid never crashed into Earth, there would be no mass extinction of dinosaurs. And since dinosaurs were mostly active during the day, they would have continued their reign over the daytime. They would have continued to block us humans from being outside during daylight hours. All the sunlight they absorbed during the day could have led to global warming. If the Earth had gotten too warm for humans to survive, our ancestors would have likely been forced to move to other planets. Even if the Earth hadn't gotten too warm, humans would probably still fear going outside during the day because of the large predatory dinosaurs. With giant meat-eaters like Tyrannosaurus rex, Giganotosaurus, and Spinosaurus stalking the Earth, we wouldn't dare leave our homes during the day. Humans would likely live in caves or underground structures during the day, and only venture out at night when these giant predators were asleep. Transportation? There would be two main problems with transportation. The first is that it would be hard to find any open roads because of all the dinosaurs blocking them. There would also be a few other problems with the dinosaurs. Their immense size means that they would have crushed our cars long ago, and their sharp teeth and powerful jaws mean that they could easily rip apart any human who dared to step foot outside during the day. Driving would become an extremely dangerous activity, and there would be multiple roadblocks from dinosaurs just relaxing in the middle of the road. To solve the problem of getting from one place to another without being stomped on by a dinosaur, we would have to rely on air travel. But even that would be challenging because many dinosaurs were great at flying. Pterosaurs would have dominated the skies alongside birds, which means that planes would have a hard time navigating the skies. Buildings? Since dinosaurs lived before the invention of modern construction techniques, there would be no tall buildings. Tall buildings would not be possible because of the trees that grew very tall due to the high amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. In addition, the huge dinosaurs would destroy any building we built, so the maximum height of buildings would be limited by the length of a dinosaur's neck. However, if dinosaurs didn't destroy our buildings, we would be able to make some pretty impressive structures. Dinosaurs were known for their incredible strength, so we would have to build incredibly strong buildings that could withstand their weight. This means that we would have to use stronger materials than concrete and steel to build our houses and other structures. It's likely that we would have used materials such as stone and wood to build our buildings, just like our ancestors did thousands of years ago. Work? With dinosaurs still around, the concept of work itself would likely be very different. Since dinosaurs were mostly active during the day, our work schedules would have to be adjusted to accommodate for this. We would probably work during the night to avoid the heat and danger of the dinosaurs, which means that our traditional 9-to-5 jobs would likely become a thing of the past. Instead, we would probably work in shifts to ensure that someone was always present to monitor the various traps and barriers that would need to be set up to keep the dinosaurs away. In addition, many jobs that exist today would simply not exist in a world where dinosaurs never went extinct. For example, jobs related to the oil and gas industry would not exist because we would not be using fossil fuels. Instead, we would likely be using renewable sources of energy such as wind and solar power, farming, and food. Farming and food production would also be affected if dinosaurs never went extinct. Dinosaurs were herbivores, meaning that they would have eaten all the plants in the area. Crops would not grow because dinosaurs would eat them before they could be harvested, and livestock would not be safe either. Large predatory dinosaurs would see livestock as a source of food and would kill them. In order to farm in this environment, we would need to develop new methods of farming that could withstand the harsh conditions. We might have developed underwater farms or vertical farms to protect crops from dinosaurs. We would also need to find new sources of food. If traditional farming was not possible, we might have turned to hunting wild animals for food. However, hunting would be dangerous because of the presence of large predatory dinosaurs. We might have developed new technologies to help us hunt more efficiently, such as bows and arrows or spears. Overall, food production would be more difficult in a world where dinosaurs never went extinct. We would need to be more resourceful and innovative in our farming methods and food sources to survive. The natural world. If the asteroid had never hit Earth, the environment would be completely different. Many species of plants and animals would not have evolved and the ecosystem would be very different. Some species might have gone extinct due to the lack of resources or changes in climate. Without the asteroid impact, the Earth would still be filled with dinosaurs, including some of the largest and most ferocious species. This would have a major impact on the environment and could have led to the extinction of other species. Dinosaur fossils tell us that they lived on the Earth for over 165 million years. They inhabited a wide range of environments, from swamps to forests to deserts. They were also found on every continent on Earth. The impact of the asteroid that killed off most of the dinosaurs also caused significant environmental changes. It led to a mass extinction event, wiping out an estimated 75% of all species on Earth. This event allowed mammals to diversify and eventually gave rise to the Cenozoic era, which saw the rise of humans and other primates. Economy: in a world where dinosaurs still roamed the Earth, the economy would look vastly different than it does today. Fossil fuels would not exist. Instead, the economy would likely be based on renewable resources, such as wind and solar power. Agriculture would be difficult due to the competition for resources between humans and dinosaurs. This would lead to higher prices for food and other goods. The economy would likely be more localized, with people relying on local resources for their needs. Global trade would be difficult due to the presence of dinosaurs, which would make it hard to transport goods. The economy would also be heavily impacted by the constant threat of dinosaur attacks. People would need to invest in defense systems to protect their homes and businesses. This would divert money away from other areas of the economy. Overall, the economy in a world where dinosaurs never went extinct would be much different than it is today. It would be more localized, less developed, and heavily impacted by the presence of dinosaurs. Family: if dinosaurs never went extinct, our concept of family might be different. With the constant threat of dinosaur attacks, families might have been larger, with parents, children, and other relatives living together in groups to protect each other. We may have seen more collectivist cultures where the focus is on the group rather than the individual. The role of men and women in society may have been more clearly defined, with men taking on a more protective role and women taking on a more nurturing role. These are just a few ways that the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs may have impacted our concept of family. Ultimately, we can only speculate how things would be different if these events had never taken place. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up, comment your thoughts below, and share this video with your friends. Subscribe to this channel for more videos about dinosaurs and other prehistoric creatures. You can also check out our other content. So what do you think? What would life be like if the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs had never hit the Earth? Do you think humans would have survived? Let us know in the comments below.